A friend once shared a story with me. He said, "I remember hearing the story about your dad, coming to work one early cold morning in January, and a production employee was just getting off from the night shift. As my dad drove by this man in his car, he could tell something was wrong. My dad backed up the car and asked if he could be of assistance. The man said that he couldn't get his car to start. My dad quickly jumped in and said, 'Listen, we'll get somebody on that car, we'll get it fixed, and we'll get you home as soon as we can.' When I heard that story, my first thought was, this isn't a story about my dad. This story was my dad. It's the reason why, and so many other reasons, that my dad is so deserving of this induction tonight. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce to you tonight my dad, Kenny Nelson."
It's just good people that make things happen. I mean, you just have to have good people.
You know what, it's a really special night, and you know what, you just had mentioned all the people that are here from Perham. You know, we're probably the furthest away, and yet great attendance, and it honestly, it's a unbelievable award for him, beyond deserving. And he'll be the first to say it's a community thing too.
Like I said, he does things behind the scenes that people don't see, and he's always just given back and been pretty humble, I think, about how much success he's had.
Just what we feel in Perham, there's something going on there, and I believe that Kenny is a big part of that behind the scenes. It's just a different vibe, a different town. There's nobody prouder of Perham than him. There just is not.
And just asking him one time, you know, "Kenny, what do you attribute your success to?" And I really expected to get an answer that had to do with communication or analytics or organization. And his response was very simple, and it was, we try to be really good to the people that work for us. We try to be really good to the people of our community. And it just seems like the more we give, the more we get back in return.
I mean, I really think of a great leader. He does so much for everyone, not just the family, but our community. He's always trying to help other people. I mean, he's in a joyful mood. It's so fun to be around him.
I feel like something that's super helpful is the empathy that I can see that he has for people, and like genuinely caring about the community that he lives in and the people in it. So I think, I mean, like, you can do like whatever you kind of want in the business world, but I think that like helps you stay where you are, that quality.
Well, starting with Kenny's dad, going down to Kenny, to Charlie, to all the rest of us, we have a true passion for helping others, for seeing not just ourselves selfishly prosper, succeed, or grow, but those around us and the community and the businesses around us. When we say Perham Pride, we really mean Perham Pride, and from the least of these to the greatest.
I've been with him most of the journey, you know, and you know, through all the ups and downs, you know, getting things started, you know, he was always such a giving person, even when it was rough. And now I just think he's done so much for other people that he's been rewarded because of it, you know, just in his kindness and giving attitude. And he's received. I think so often, even in his community, people feel as though they're all family. And that's how he treats his employees, and always has. And I've heard it from story after story on how incredibly generous Kenny is, and I certainly see it in my own family. So we appreciate Kenny, and we love him, and we're so proud of him.
Kenny's a guy that's just, the status quo is never good enough. You're either moving forwards or backwards, according to him, and he just, whatever level you're at, it's not good enough. He wants to strive for the next level. So he's a fun guy to be around. There's been some times, however, in our 50 years that weren't so much fun, but pretty much it's been a fun ride, and Kenny's just a hardworking people person.
He's very good with people, does what he says he's going to do when he says he's going to do it. You know, puts his money where his mouth is, invests in his people.
I'm going to give it 3 things. Comes from a nice family, a good golfer, and a very successful entrepreneur.
What's made him that way?
Genes and a supportive family.
Guys like that are so good for so many reasons, not just as an employer, or maybe Kenny's a lot of people's largest customer probably, right? But when you have guys like that live in the community, and those of us that hang out there, you just see it all over the place. His thumbprint is everywhere. His heart's everywhere. He's a good man. He's a really, really good man.
And I would say, you know, just genuine generosity. You know, one of the most selfless men that I know, and he's done so much for our community. And you're right. He doesn't want to take any credit for any of it. So, yeah, just love the guy.
You look across this country and you see small town USA is dying. And Perham is a small town and it's thriving. And Kenny's one of those people in Perham, and he's the godfather, and he's the guy that is making sure that Perham is moving forward.
He's always supportive of everything. And then the thing I think of most about Ken is his laser focus on his short-term and long-term priorities and goals.
And he's full of ideas and an awful lot of optimism, and he just never defeated. And if something doesn't work, he tries another way, and he usually prevails.
You know, it's that human element. I've never been around a business owner that just puts so much emphasis on people.
The accomplishments that he's had and the success that he's had, he could move away from Perham and retire somewhere. And here he is. He's still in Perham. He still cares about the community.
My immediate thought, emotion, it would be happiness and it would be respect. He is, I think, one of the nicest human beings that the good Lord has ever made. The world is better and Perham is better because Kenny Nelson is in it.
You know, I'd like to have my legacy say I was just about as good as Tuffy, and I'd like to think that I made life better for a few people because, you know, our family has always helped the community. I mean, it's just been a lot of fun to be able to do that. I just hope that I've helped people.
Starting a business like we have in the past, first Tuffy's and then Barrel of Fun, then Kenny's, and we ended up buying the companies back, which was kind of crazy, but we did. Was not always a lot of fun. It wasn't a barrel of fun at all. When my dad passed away in 1986, I asked our priest if he would allow us to have a song from the show The Sound of Music, and the song is Climb Every Mountain. And I felt that was very apropos, and I felt that it exemplified our family's desire to keep going, to keep trying new things. Don't be afraid to fail, because we did a lot. This award should go to many people in our community. I love talking about Perham because I love Perham. But when we started our business, we started with a lot of farm community people. At that time, there were 50 years ago, there was families of 8 to 12 people. They would help us. They would come and work for us, and they were such good workers, good work ethic, smart people, could fix anything. These are the people that made our companies today. I love Perham and all the people who helped us grow to where we are today. And a lot of them are here tonight, and I thank you guys for coming. Thank you.